Welcome in, everybody. Welcome again and into another episode of Golf Talk Radio's Mike Bailey. So glad you're with us. Shout out to Bakersfield. Hello, Bakersfield. Good morning to you.
Bakersfield.
My name is Billy Gibbs. That guy's Mr. Mike Brabenik. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mr. Gibbs. Good morning, everybody.
Good to be back in studio. Hi, Hop on the other side of these ears. Good morning, Hop.
Hola.
How are you doing,
Hola.
sir?
I am very well. Good to hear you guys.
We are glad to be
Good to
back.
hear you,
Hope
man.
you guys had at least a good week off. I spent a few days in Utah. On Hop, you were right. It is a beautiful countryside, man. We went up to Park City, Utah, where they had the Winter Olympics a few years back, Mike. And they still have like the jumps. They're set up. You know, you can still do the ski jumps and the bobsled track and everything's still up there. But it is a postcard little town.
You know, that stuff
It's
just seems
gorgeous
to,
up there, man.
after they build all this Olympic stuff everywhere all over the world, it just rots.
No, these guys are using it.
Oh, they're using it.
even now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They jump off into foam pits and all kinds of
I saw a thing,
stuff.
one of those history things where they showed
That was
all the money that was put in like in Russia and the
Yeah.
Winter Olympics, and all this stuff is just sitting there.
well. This little town gets snow a lot, and it's beautiful up there. So they're often
It's breathtaking country.
It really is, man. So, anyways, had a good time. Thank you, Utah. It was really fun being up there. Today's show is going to be kind of fun. And we went back through our archives, and we get all kinds of emails and suggestions of whatever happened to our history segment. We used to do the history of all kinds of things. So, Mike and I had a big meeting with the board, and we sat down and talked to all our promoters and executive directors and executive producers, and they said we should bring back the history. So today we have the special honor to have the historian Michael B. will be talking about the history of golf handicapping and the history of the slope system. I am on the edge of my seat, literally can't wait, because those two topics are right up there with. I'm anticipating. And we got Michael B. out of retirement. He's coming back. He's going to talk about that. We also
Those are hot topics, by the way.
They really
In
are.
the golf world, they are everyday topics.
Yeah, and the little subtopics, which is he's right, is it, does the handicapping system work? Does the slopes have, who designed it? How does it work? And is it fair? All these kind of things, I'm sure we'll come up with the history of this and we'll have discussion. So it's fascinating, and I can't wait. Michael B. should be here shortly. We're going to follow up the O Report. Huge news with the Owen Averett Report. I'm calling it the O Report. And big news. We talked a little bit about 2 weeks ago. Got a great thing to tell you. And should club pros have handicaps? Because I don't know if y'all know it, but PGA pros in their sections of the PGA play in tournaments against each other. And there are always the handful of really great players, and that's just in every sport. But there's the cream of the crop. And so if you're a working pro like we are, it's
Right.
tough to go in there and have to shoot 65 to compete with these guys. So the participation levels started to go down because there was no handicap system, and you're paying a couple $100 entry fee, knowing you don't have a chance unless you have your career day.
Aye.
So I do believe there's many sections of the PGA that are starting to do that, including the one Mike belongs to. So we'll talk about a little bit of that too. With the section I belong to, I don't believe has done that yet.
Not yet,
but
huh?
I know that they let seniors play a shorter golf course.
Right, which is good.
So
That's a start.
So which is kind of neat. I don't want to misspeak. I don't know. I haven't competed since my injuries, but in the sectional tournaments. But I don't believe there is. So we'll talk about that too. All good mornings start with a BM. This show is no exception. So BM in the morning. What you got there, buddy? You want to pinch one?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to share this. It happened yesterday, just kind of on a whim or a whiff, I guess is what I'll call it. Giving a lesson to a brand new junior, just met him earlier this year from PGA Junior League.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at one of the other courses, and his coach left, and so his mom's like, "Oh, we need a coach. And I'm like, "We want you to be his coach." And
His coach left.
yeah. I was like, "Okay." So I'll help him out. I'll have fun with it. And he's a great kid, man. He's a really great kid. He's kind of got humor like us. He's a little goofy, stuff like that. He's probably about 11 or 12.
You consider me goofy, huh?
We are goofy. When we get together, we get goofy, which I love. by the way.
Okay, good. It's a good goofy.
Yeah, it's a good goofy. So we're out doing a lesson yesterday afternoon on the back tee, and we're about 3 or 4 minutes in it, and I hear the sound, and I'm like, that was not what I just heard, was it? And I look at him, and I stare at him, and he starts laughing, and I go, "You just beefed one, didn't you?"
You're going to talk
Well, this is why I brought it up. Out of all the years I've done this, I don't think that's ever happened before.
Oh man, that's a movement that happens all the time.
This was like,
Man, you're bending over, you're twisting, you're pushing, your all your systems getting squished and tweaked. It's just most people are kind enough to just kind of, walk away for a minute, pick up a little divot, turn around, and go, "Oh, is that a bird?" And then they kind of they peacefully let it out.
So,
but
like,
sometimes it's just like, and I'm,
Peacefully.
I know,
peacefully.
I've never heard it
and
described that way.
adequately. So they don't, but sometimes act like airplane.
Adequately, say that again.
So I was just on an airplane.
Adequately?
Do you know how common it is for airplane because of the pressure change?
Well, that's
All the time.
That's
So you're wondering why the
different.
guy next to you, man, is like, woo! It's just because you can't control it. The pressure, foot. So
What about
at
at
least
a
it's
gym?
loud enough.
I had
But you don't
I had
hear
a guy at the
That's
gym
normal
last
for-
week.
normal?
Well, it is, but there's etiquette, man.
There is.
I'm literally like probably 15 feet behind him on an exercise mat. He steps in front to get to the mirror to do his curls, and next thing I know, I'm like,
Yeah. But that's a normal thing. When you
I've
guys
got fartios
You're
in
in a
my
green-
nose.
You guys are-
You're in a green cloud. That's all.
Exactly, and I'm thinking, where's the etiquette in that?
Well, I think. Did you bring it up just like this
I
little,
always have you
like this
speechless.
little kid? You bring it out. Hey, dude, did you just rip one?
You know
so
what?
This poor little kid's
This
gone
is-
home saying
no.
he made fun of me cutting the gas.
This is my point of
so
why I
this
brought
kid
it up.
is traumatized.
No,
now.
he was not traumatized at all.
The guy at
Maybe
the gym.
he has
did
a condition.
Yes, exactly.
He
could
does
have
it. So I'm
gastritis.
not done with the story yet.
Poor little
So-
guy's got loose sphincter,
So-
and you're making fun of him.
So he's being all goofy, and the golf balls are down by him, and he wants to tee it up.
He's afraid to bend down again.
And so he's laughing under his breath. So I'm like, okay, I'm playing along with this one. So he goes, so what do you want me to do next? I said, you're teeing up your golf balls from here on out.
Oh, you were bending down doing it?
Yeah, and he goes, why? And I said, you know why?
I'm not putting my face down.
I said, I'm not getting in anywhere within range if you're gonna be doing that, And he's laughing. He thinks it's great, all that. And as the lesson goes on, it is actually really nice weather. But as the lesson went on, it got hotter. And so I said, he's going, man, it's hot around here.
Did he hit a cut
And-
by any chance?
Oh boy, did he ever!
So he was prone to cut it.
The reason that I brought it up is in a weird way, it was kind of a bonding moment.
Yeah, that's
And so I told him, I said, look, we're not sharing this with your mom at all.
if
and
that's
and
the-
so we got done, and he goes, so are we all done? I said, yeah, we're going to get out of here before it gets any hotter.
should
your farts start melting
You
or
should
something.
get to the restrooms, but you should let him take a break.
I
So
should.
if that is a bonding thing, you and I have bonded a lot.
Oh yeah,
We are best buds.
So my question to you,
Mine's gonna change.
Man, I
tone.
bond all the time.
yeah, my question to you, because I seriously could not remember a time that's ever happened to me. I mean, have you ever been
Oh,
teaching lessons and someone just like?
Now, from which party, the teacher or the student?
I would say the student.
A few times. Now, the teacher
How do you deal? Do you just like blow it over like it never
absolutely
happened?
ignore it. I've got a 72-year-old woman who's just coming out of hibernation, trying to get back into things. Right?
Yeah.
She's God bless her.
Out of hibernation.
Yeah, she's coming out. She's been busy. She finally wants to get with her friends and do some work, get some exercise in. Right?
After 10 years,
After 10 years, and
So it's
she's
a little
happy.
dusty.
She's happy, and you gets up there, and then boop, and you're like, "What do you say? Go back into retirement?" No, you're like, "Hey, that was awesome." Exactly.
I bet you would say that was good tempo, miss.
I do kind of say good.
That
rhythm.
was nice.
Great rhythm.
You ripped that one.
Great rhythm. You want to try to
You
time
really hit that ball hard.
and now timing is everything.
You squared it up and ripped it.
Mid swing is not the best time for that. So it's right before you hit. Not bad. Relaxes everything. so we bring it into the golf swing techniques. So thank you for sharing that.
Why does it have to be an old lady, though? Why
I know.
I was just thinking back of my last one that I did. Did I remember?
I'd probably
That
look
was-
at her and say, honey, that smells like you've been holding it since the 50s.
God,
I've had
you
conversations.
guys are terrible. I'm trying to be
No.
a golf instructor.
I
here
know,
with
but
respect.
I mean, I've been at the golf course
It
and
did
had
smell like that, though.
conversations with people, and they're talking to me, looking me straight in the eyes, and they just let one rip, and they just keep going like
Remember,
nothing
they
ever,
could
nothing
have
ever
loose,
happened.
loose sphincter. I mean, it's like a sneeze sometimes for people. Uncontrollable. It's just there.
Yeah, it's
Right?
normally called LS, but loose sphincter, yeah.
Yeah, LS. So I mean, and then they're aware.
Have you ever played golf with anybody
LSers?
that you didn't know they were
Oh,
LSers,
yeah, I've had-
and then
I play with you.
it got really windy,
I have-
and you're like, well, I don't know if that was a fart or if that
so
was a wind.
you have to. Have,
What was the sound it makes again?
So for the typical. But anyways,
I've never heard that before.
Well,
ever.
it-
Don't know if I have either.
oh, guy.
This is
sounds like a-
this is very educational. By
It
the
sounds
way.
like a bull,
Well,
in a field or something.
That one
I mean,
did. That one kind of did. It was a big guy I was playing with that time. But there's a. So, but anyway, I'm not trying to make the sound. I'm trying to tell you that this is a normal function. And as a good instructor and an ambassador to the game,
yes.
we should not be pointing out, man, that's loose. Dude, I got to get out of here. I mean, come on. I'm not teeing up your golf ball. So,
gosh.
anyways, I appreciate the share.
I don't know if I've ever truly, just like Hop said, I don't think I've ever heard that sound on the golf course before.
Well, we played golf together, and it's been quite, it's,
I've heard
the old skin games that we played before. There was a lot of loose skin going on out there. So, but everybody has their own different sounds. I'm trying to, just you guys hear what you need to hear.
Yeah, there are a lot of noise like the squeaky balloon or the
Yeah.
bag breaker or all those kind of things. But I've never heard the
the bad
breaker.
right.
brr, brr, brr,
Well,
whatever
I'm a heavy guy, man. It's just so, and it depends on how extreme the LS is. Right?
Is there a rating scale
Yeah.
on
If you're on a
LS?
7 to 10 in the LS.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
So you think it's over, but it's not ever really over.
It's you have to. There's a delay. You have to play the
Hi, my name is Hop, and I have LS.
right. Hi, Hop.
Okay, I'm
Thank
gonna tie this together real quick. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
I know
I'd
you
like
got
to
your
tie this
then,
up,
then you
to be
got your
honest with you.
BM, right?
I would like to tighten this
So-
one up. We're going to go to T.
So my kids,
T-
listen to this. This is something I learned that I never knew this was even
The rip balloon.
possible.
The tight balloon.
So we've been having some problems with our bathroom with the
Are
kids.
we staying
right?
on this topic?
Listen,
I'm
it's,
getting
this
grossed
isn't
out,
this
man.
isn't bad. Okay,
You just
so,
started with the word bathroom. It can't be great.
So the guy comes over to snake the toilet, right? He's like, I can't figure out why this isn't working. So he takes.
Got to get a new show.
Oh, listen, he takes
I really do.
takes the toilet off. There's a ring of roots
Down,
that is a perfect circle
of trees, roots.
of tree roots.
So you got some
And guess
pearl
what?
going on.
They did not set the toilet on the foundation properly.
so
and I
it's growing
find
up.
yes,
You could have a branch reach out and tickle.
it was growing from the outside of the pipe down into the pipe.
That's awesome. You could have had a little. If it was a fruit plant, you could have had all kinds of like fruit berries.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
that could be bad for the whole foundation
Yes.
of things.
And
Hey,
so
don't eat that apple.
That's right.
exactly.
That's,
so
so you
the-
got dingleberries growing in your house.
so the,
Hey, don't eat those berries.
so it's the pipe that's supposed to be flush with the foundation,
I get it, man.
4 inches below the foundation,
So what kind of
and the
bushes-
metal flange was buried.
So these
in,
roots have to come from a long. Are they coming just straight up from the ground? Or are they coming
I don't
from
know.
outside the house? This is going to be a serious problem.
It is.
So you got to rip up everything and deroot.
Well, no, they actually took a section out and jackhammered everything. So that was my weekend.
So you got to get
week.
roto rooter right there.
It's already done. Yeah.
This was at the house? Your
Yep,
house?
This is at my house.
Well, he lives in
Oh, that's
19 acres.
expensive.
It's
Did
just,
your insurance cover that?
No, it did
it
not.
should.
It
And-
should.
and
it really
I-
should.
And I will be contacting, and I already have contacted my, because we're the original owners of the house. I've already contacted the developer, and I just said, hey, I'm a real nice guy. We'll make this real easy, or we can make this really
So is
difficult.
it-
I'm going to go to the board of the contractor.
Roots coming up from the bottom of the house and destroying
Yeah.
the interior parts of the house got to be covered by the insurance.
So-
Because that is technically a pre-existing, not a condition. What's the word I'm
Like
looking for?
LS is, by the
Yeah,
way.
sort of. Yeah, absolutely.
So is it fair to say you're getting to the root of the problem?
I would say we got to the root of the problem, and the roots are
So-
gone now.
As far as you know, roots have
Yeah.
a tendency to keep growing.
Yes.
You got to get to the root of the root.
Right.
Was there any flowers on it? Was it greening?
No,
Just
but
as-
it was kind of scary, man. There was a big root that came from small.
Do you still have
that
your
went-
original housework?
I have the
from
pictures.
Contact from all the builders and stuff. Yeah, look at that stuff carefully. Cops probably.
Are you part of a homeowners association?
They have one, but it's very like loose,
No, okay.
like LS?
like LS. See, I told you I'd bring it back around.
You really did, man. And I'm glad you caught it before it caught you.
Boy, now I'm afraid what's going on the other toilet.
Because there's the answer like, yeah, I could up on that tree. That's like
Oh,
Jack and the
gosh.
Beanstalk, dude. You could have dropped Jack down the beanstalk.
I could have. It's true. It's true.
Did I got to talk to you more about this? So, did you follow the route down to its source? I mean, it goes down to the pipes and into the ground right
It
next.
came outside of the pipes, out from under the house, into the pipe.
But of course, it came. So it's still. It was alive.
The only way you're going to follow the route is if you dig up the whole foundation.
And I hope they did because more's
No.
coming up.
And
Well,
I'm
they-
guessing this work isn't done yet, right?
It's
That
done.
sounds like a major deal.
It's done.
Oh,
Because your
really?
floors
Yeah.
could
Nice.
start getting all. That's what happened to Darren Averett's house.
I know. Believe me, I was thinking
His
of Darren.
insurance bought him a brand new house. You know that.
I was thinking of Darren. Believe me, it was freaking me out.
Well, I don't know if I can compete with this, but I'm going to try to
All right.
change the topic because this is all.
Move on from LS.
I got to start planning a little better in my little BMs because I didn't know we literally met BM. But anyways, this is what's happening this coming week. Pretty cool stuff. The Pure Insurance Championship, impacting the first tee, is continues to bring together legends of the game alongside top juniors from the first tee. The tournament is an official PGA Tour Champions event. You know, the likes of Tom Watsons and Freddie Couples and Bernard Langers and all those legends and Hall of Famers play one of their events at Pebble Beach and Poppy Hills up in Monterey, and the kids play alongside them.
Amazing.
So there's 78 kids or 77 kids, I believe, from around the country and the world that are playing with the 78 tour pros. We have one right from our chapter, Claire. She's one of my, I want to say one of my students. She's just one of my participants who has been with me a long time and worked with her, and she's so excited. And she's going on Tuesday. The tournament is September 24th through the 29th. It's free admission if you're here in the Central Coast, even Bakersfield. It's just a John straight over, go due west and turn left at 17-mile drive, pretty much.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And turn right on 17-mile drive. You don't want to turn left, but
No.
you can. You can go in and right, turn left.
Right.
And and she's, like I said, she's coming. We're also on Saturday. We're charting a really nice bus for kids of 40 kids and 10 chaperones to come join and follow Claire and Pebble Beach. So it's a big week for the first tee, big week for the kids playing, and a huge week for us to go up. Couldn't be more proud of this young lady. She's been on our show. I think she's talked about this. But anyways, it's this week, man. So I'm going to be at Pebble. I will not be here next week. Are you having a show?
I don't know yet.
So
I got to find out from some of the other guys.
I don't know if the time is right, but maybe if you do have one, maybe I can call in live from Pebble.
That would be awesome.
But it's and I'm going to go up early, of course, going to watch her play on Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to meet the bus up there on Saturday when the kids get there. And I think you have some kids from your site coming.
Yep. Definitely.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's this week. Hoppy, if you go out to Pebble Beach this weekend, man, we can run into each other. Free admission. Just got to get a ticket. If you want to go, it's free admission, but you should get a ticket online. Go to Pure Insurance Championship, and you can just download free tickets because you need a ticket to get through the gate, but they do not cost anything.
I will definitely look at the website and check it out.
And it's Pebble Beach. It's the best course in the world. It's so beautiful, and the best players. I mean, so we're lucky enough. The last 3 years we've had participants play.
She was up.
3 of the last 4 years we've had participants play, and I had one win. Jack Averett, Owen's brother, won the tournament a couple years ago with Mark O'Mara, the Hall of Famer Mark O'Mara and former Masters champion. Those two paired up together to win the event, which was very cool. So that's what's happening next week, and that's and I will go in and check. I bet you Pebble Beach checks their thrones, their restroom toilets to see if there's any roots. I'll bet you they're on top of the root issue.
Well, they probably are, but as a homeowner, when you buy a house and you do an inspection, you don't ask them to remove the toilet so you can see if everything was sealed properly.
And how did you guys come across this root?
Because the toilet wouldn't flush.
Oh, it was a thick root.
No, it was a bundle. I've got pictures. I'll show you.
I'd rather not.
It's unbelievable.
So,
No, you would think there was a lot of other stuff, and there wasn't.
do you think there's some of these champion tour players that could have LS? I'm telling you, they're on the range.
Yeah.
How was that? And they all look over.
I don't.
Bubba Watson.
John Daly, probably.
Yeah, who would strike you as the guy that would probably be?
Monty.
Yeah, Monty does.
Monty's got LS.
Yeah, I think he's got it. I think he's got a big bout of it.
Daly, definitely.
Daly's got double LS
Yeah, with all his torquing and twisting.
and bubbling up inside.
What do you think his sounds like?
I'm not great at the imitations of the LS.
I thought you did great.
Well, you asked the one I was playing with. This is what I sound. All I can remember.
I thought
that was the
just like,
sound.
I thought that was the general consensus.
I will look up the common LS noise
So when we
because
come
there's
back,
got to be an average.
Yes.
Right? We're gonna.
I bet Reeves LS.
Jeez.
He's a little tight, man.
It'll be a balloon thing.
Those guys can fool you, man.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's like dressed to the nines, shaving like nicely all
and
the
when
time. I
those
think
guys-
he's a little tight.
When the fast as those bodies are moving, like Rory McIlroy's, and those hips are flying right through, how fast their hips are moving through impact. There's got to be some seepage. It's an explosive, but the noise, it's timing.
It's like the first time you see McIlroy hit a drive, you hear like that.
and
You're
you
like-
don't know if it's the
You're
ball.
like, what was that?
Yeah. So if they have microphones now closer to the tee boxes, I'm starting to. If you play those sounds, you're going to hear mixed sounds. You're going to hear the explosion of the ball, and you're going to hear another little explosion.
Don't blame it on birds.
And it's going to be. It's like they will. They'll blame it on birds or echoes, but no, it's there. LS is there, folks. It really is.
All right, with that, we're gonna take our first break. We'll be right back. It's Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy right here on Golf Talk Radio Network.
Coming
Stay with
back,
us.
Michael B. in the history of handicapping.